What's going on, everybody? I'm Primal Liquid and welcome to my guide for Disgaea 4 Complete Plus. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to unlock and get to the Land of Carnage. Now this is definitely one of the most annoying games to unlock the Land of Carnage in. However, they've actually made it a little bit simpler on the PS Vita version, and originally, I did make this video once before, but they've released an update today which changes it. But originally, it was the same as the PS Vita version, so still slightly annoying but easier than the PS3. Today, however, they've released an update which makes it much faster and removes a lot of the RNG. So basically, the first thing you want to do, or should I say, pretty much the only thing you want to do, is you need to build the P-Lanza ship. Now, this is slightly annoying because there are more than the P-Lanza body. There's more than the P-Lanza parts. So, for example, if we look at this, there's U-Lanza as well. And when you're going for the P-Lanza parts, it's entirely possible to get these. These will not work. It has to be the P-Lanza parts. Now, there are a total of 6 parts you need to get, and right now I'm going to tell you guys how to get them. Okay, so first things first, for the body, you need to go through the item world and encounter the Meowkin pirates. Now, way back on the PS3, originally, you could only encounter these on floor 91 plus of the item world, which means, yeah, that sucked big time. Now, on the PS Vita, that was changed to floor 23 plus, which did make things a lot easier and faster. However, today they've released an update to the cheat shop which actually changes that once again, because we can change the encounter rate for pirates. And yes, we can also use this to get the Meowkin pirates. Increase the rate, certain pirates will appear. Depending on the floor and route, this may not have any effect. Now, in order to get the Meowkin pirates, you do still have to be past floor 23, and I don't think the item route has any dependence on the Meowkin pirates, but I always seem to get them more often actually following the item route rather than the instant route. So again, that is where you get the first part from. You need to defeat the Meowkin pirates, and if you face them in a higher level item on later floors, they can be pretty tricky before you get access to lock. So I suggest trying to basically just resetting and trying to get them on floor 20 plus. Now, what about the other parts? Well, for the next set of parts, you need a few things. First of all, you need Valvatores slightly higher leveled. You need him at least level 2000 for, well, basically for ease. I mean, you can do this with a minimum level of 1540, but again, the higher level he is, the better. The reason for that is we need to capture some enemies, which means you do need the discipline room on the evil symbol. You need the discipline evil symbol placed so you can actually capture. And then we also need a few monsters. Now, before we can actually get started though, we do need to be able to create a few classes first of all. So the first class that we need to be able to create is the Professor. However, you need to be able to create a tier 5 Professor. In other words, if you can create an Alchemist like I can right here, you're good. If you can't, then you cannot capture the Alchemist. So you need to work your way through and actually be able to create this. Next up, we're going to need to create the Force Knight, which is the Magic Knight, basically, and this is going to be the Tier 5 again. Now, once again, you are going to need to be able to create this before you can actually move on. Okay, now, there are going to be 3 monsters that we also need to create. The first one is going to be a Prinny. We do need to be able to create a Tier 5 Prinny, I believe. I think it was Tier 5, or was it Tier 6? No, it was Tier 5. Tier 5. So as long as you can create a Prinny King, you are safe. Next up, it is going to be the Reaper or Death. And for this one, you need to be able to create a Tier 6. So you need to be able to create a Thanatos for this monster in order to capture it. And last but not least is going to be the Rival Demon, which is this one right here. For this, you only need to be able to create a Tier 2 though, which is the Gambiel. So once you can create all of these classes, then you are set to move on to get the remaining 5 parts. Okay, so in order to get these parts, we have to capture these monsters and then basically interrogate them for treasure chests. Now, this does get easier the higher level the monsters are, so I do suggest setting the enemy strength to 20 stars. Okay, now, where do you find these monsters? Well, for the first one, which is going to be the Rifle Demon, this is the only one that we're going to be using the normal maps for. And this comes from episode 9, floor 6, which is Sign of Demolition. This is where you're going to go to capture the Rifle Demon. And the Rifle Demon will give you the P-Lanza legs. Now, once you've captured it, you're just going to go in, interrogate it, and then negotiate, find treasure. But before you click find treasure, save the game and then hit find treasure. If you do not, well, when you get a chest, it needs to be in the X dimension. Go into the X dimension, break it open. If it's not P-Lanza, reset, and then hit find treasure again, and basically just repeat the process so that you can basically just guarantee you only have to capture one of each monster. It just makes life simple. Okay, that is the only monster that we can capture from the normal area though. For all the rest, we need the X dimension. Now, for this one, we're going to be doing the wings and the head, which means we need the Professor and the Magic Knight. And these both come from the same stage, which is the final episode, stage 1. Now, these are going to be 1540 leveled. Also, the actual effect is going to be like the bye-bye panels because we're in X dimension. So make sure you can easily clear this stage first before you actually go in trying to capture these monsters. It just makes life much, much easier. Okay, so there's 2 more monsters out of the way, the Professor and the Magic Knight. So all that's left now is the Prinny and the Reaper, and both of these come from episode 7 in the X dimension. So for the Reaper, it's going to be 7-3, which is a Busted Mythology. Now for this one, I'm just going to load this up because this one is slightly annoying to capture. Basically, these blue panels are lonely, so even if you run over to the green, you cannot throw the Thanatos into your base panel. The reason for that is there is a Thanatos all the way up here on the blue panel. So you need to use a character, run all the way up there, kill that Thanatos, and then you can eventually start throwing them into the panel. Again, you do only need 1 though. Okay. That's the Thanatos done, which means all that's left now is the Prinny. And the Prinny is once again from episode 7. This time, however, it is going to be mission number 6, which is this one, Overlord's Test. Now, as soon as you start this one, there is going to be 4 Prinnys right next to the base panel, which means it's going to be super, super easy to capture them. Okay, so that is how you get all the parts of the ship. However, there is still one more thing to do, and that is you need to have 40% of the X dimension cleared, which is about 25 stages. Which, honestly, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I do have guides coming for all of these, so make sure you check the playlist down below if you are struggling on any specific X dimension stage. But yeah, once you've cleared 40% and you've got the P-Lanza ship built, all you need to do is go down to the south here, and here is the P-Lanza and the Lock NPC. Simply speak to the adventurer and she will take you to Lock, or the Land of Carnage. And that is it, guys. That is how you unlock the Land of Carnage in Disgaea 4 Complete Plus. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you get notified for all my future content. As always though, everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.